Facts about the authentic Gullah art and culture. The Gullah Geechee people are descendants of Africans who were enslaved on the rice, indigo, and Sea Island cotton plantations of the lower Atlantic coast. Gullah artists are often musing upon their ancestors, living family members, or other member of the Gullah community. Artists are portraying images that document history and illustrate cultural heritage memories. Sweetgrass basket sewing is one of the oldest authentic Gullah art forms. Gullah culture is matriarchal, so you'll often find images of women in art. Blue is a sacred color for Gullah people, and some artists use it as a foundational hue. Blue represents purity and protection, which is why you'll often find haint blue painted on the porch ceilings and doors of Gullah people. Many Gullah artists choose not to capture detailed images of their subjects' faces in their illustrations. This is primarily because many Gullah people believe that the eyes are the window to the soul. Authentic art encompasses values within the culture, which include having belief in a God, respect for elders, respect for nature, self-sufficiency, and community above individuality. The Gullah Geechee corridor runs from Pender County, North Carolina, to St. Johns County, Florida. Gullah Geechee is a unique Creole language spoken in the coastal areas of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida.
Here's why I believe I have an African crown. Might be afros or the locks that hang down. People might laugh and call me a clown, but I will always remember I have an African crown. This is Africa, from river down. I come from a long line of women with African crowns.
Dear little black girl with the sun-kissed skin, heavenly flavored with melanin. Know first that you are loved and was born with love. I need you to grow up always loving you, remembering how loved your chocolate skin and lush curly hair was adored. Know that you should always be reassured that there is no love like your love. You are a goddess incarnate, reincarnated 1,000 times so the world can see you. There are little girls across the world who would love to be you. The swag and the way you walk, the joy in the way you talk. Hold on to that no matter what. This world will attempt to corrupt and disrupt your flow. They will try to bankrupt your soul, so I need you to always know what love is and who you are. You are the stars that you see in the sky, carbonated fly on a melanated high. Baby girl, Daddy sees you and believes in you.
You know what? That third one,
Yeah.
it's like it's in with that part. No, this is a set. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It might be the same artist, but that's a set. Oh, that's lovely.
It is the same.
You know what? And it's the same artist, right?
Yeah.
And they're braiding hair. Am I right?
Is that good?
They're braiding. After that lovely experience at the museum showcasing Gullah art, we had dinner at the Crazy Crab. The food was savory, fresh, and delicious. But before we went in to have dinner, we had a slight wait. And this marina scene proved a quite beautiful reprieve before we went in to dine. I love water and yachts and dreams and houses and beautiful things. Fences, the Tony and Drama Desk award-winning play written in 1985 by beloved playwright August Wilson. Set in the 1950s, Fences is the sixth in Wilson's 10-part Pittsburgh cycle, a nuanced and authentic portrayal of African American life. Fences highlights the struggles, unfulfilled dreams, triumphs, and complexities of their lives, and the enduring love that transcends the flaws of its characters. And this is from the playbill for the play, On Center, Arts Center of Coastal Carolina. I loved it. Tonight, I saw August Wilson's classic, famous play, Fences, with my friend, and it was outstanding. She treated me to Fences. I was like, oh my goodness. The play I have watched at least, I would say, 2 or 3 times in Atlanta at different times. But seeing it after not having seen it for so long was like seeing it for the first time. It was exquisite. So we have been back in the Airbnb for several hours now. We went out and had dinner at a seafood restaurant. And so my friend had crab legs and they looked so good. I can remember a time I would not have missed the opportunity to have crab legs. I don't care what was going on. I loved some crab legs. I'm telling you, I did not miss it. I was able to look at her enjoy them and not feel in any way like I was missing out on something. I actually had a spinach salad with sliced strawberries and raspberry vinaigrette dressing topped with sunflower seeds. And to add to that, I had an ear of corn, not served with butter. It was so good. It was so good, but it was not enough to hold me, since that was the only thing I had all day outside of 2 bananas before we left the Airbnb. So when we got back tonight, I went on and prepared a big bowl of oatmeal and put in some more bananas, and now I feel great. I am ready to get some reading done. This is Emery Lee's book, Meet Cute Diary, and I am certainly enjoying it. It is wonderful. I will be sharing it with my partner soon, and we will be talking about it too. I'll let her read it, and then we'll talk about it and see which things we liked in common with it, which things we didn't quite care for. We'll talk about the style the book is written in, the narrative voice, how good it was overall, which characters we preferred, all of that. I love, absolutely love discussing literature. I really like this because it is centered on transgender characters for young adults. Transgender characters are so needed. It seems as though there are so many characters represented in YA literature, but rarely do we see transgender characters. Emery Lee's writing is very relatable, easily read, humorous, intelligent, just well crafted. But I wanted to come and just talk to you for a second and say how enjoyable the day was. Oh, it was so enjoyable. All of the outdoor Gullah conference, festival, gala outside today, the singing, the storytelling, the education as far as the Gullah language and what it means and how it is its own tongue. It was all so enchanting. I absolutely loved it. And I tried to share as much of it as possible with you in the clips. So this vlog might just be, and I'm stuffed with oatmeal, so that's why I have a pouch right now. I am so stuffed. But this vlog might be very, very long. The lectures Friday at the church were astounding. The doctor didn't go over all of the slides that he had because it was simply too much information for the 2 hours that he spoke. But for me, as a person who has always loved learning and school and homework such as that, presenting, speaking in public, etc., it was so refreshing. I told my friend I could have sat through at least 3 more hours of what his lecture was about. It was that amazing as far as African American people in this country, and in particular in South Carolina, and how the Gullah people, the Gullah Geechee people, have been trailblazers well before slavery. Yes, well before slavery in this country. Oh, and the speaker had traced his lineage back to the great-great-grandfather, name and all, in the records. Astounding, I tell you, astounding. But Fences, the acting was superior. We were all on the edges of our seats. I believe it was 3 black women in the audience, me, my friend, and a black woman who was with a black man. I just felt like more of us should have been in the audience, but I know the tickets could be deemed expensive for African Americans of a particular ilk to afford for a play when they could take that and eat for maybe 2 weeks. But still, my heart went out to them because I was thinking it would be so wonderful to have the majority of this audience as African Americans. But from the earlier gala that day, a lot were saying that they were going to buy tickets for the show. But I must say this, when you see that, you'll see that the audience was predominantly white and not African American. I don't know if it's because, as my friend said, the area is tending towards affluent whites who come down in vacation and stay and can afford all of the luxuries of the island, and the poorer native Gullah Geechee people cannot. That may indeed be the case. Cannot afford the play and other events happening that cost money. I would think that may be the case, but it may not. I would hope it's not. But perhaps they found other things to do with their resources. Nonetheless, the storytelling, the facial expressions, the keeping up with the story, the stomping on the stage, it captivated all of us. The Brer Rabbit stories, and spoken in the Gullah Geechee language. So when I said earlier that all I know is that the Gullah people speak a certain way, they do. They have incorporated their own language with its own rules into their tongue, and it's fascinating. I'm not sure if I recorded that part of one of the presenters explaining the rules and regulations behind the Gullah Geechee tongue and how they speak and run things together very quickly, how people understand them. The whole experience. Fences, let me go back to Fences. I'm popping around. The actors were outstanding. From Troy, the protagonist, down through his family, his wife, Rose, his daughter, from his premarital relationship, his sons, both sons, his friend Bobo. They all did an amazing job. I was so proud of them, so proud of them. I was proud of August Wilson, who is deceased, passed away in 2005. He left a legacy. And one thing that I remember him saying was, leave a mark in the unmarked place. It always stayed with me. And I said, I will remember that and try and always leave my mark in the unmarked place. So worthy. If you haven't seen an August Wilson play, see one. Google it. Google what's in your area. He is a major American playwright. And what is Fences about? The way that we it's about how we put up fences around ourselves and other people, and how fences can keep people out or keep those locked in that we want to keep near and dear to us, but sometimes that's not beneficial for their growth. The strife between a father and the son, how the son somehow has to break away from the father's authority so that the son can be his own person, his own man. How friends can experience a strife with us when they don't agree with us. Like Bobo was Troy's friend, that he didn't agree with him cheating on Rose, his wife, for this woman, but I get it when Troy, the protagonist, says, but with this woman, I don't have to worry about the everyday. I don't have to worry about bills. I can laugh and be free in her presence and love her freely and openly. And that love produced a baby girl that his wife raised, yet turned him away for his betrayal of her 18-year-long love with him. So wonderful. All I could think was, had he been honest and allowed Rose a choice, she might have allowed him, or not allowed, she might have been open to polyamory. Maybe the word wouldn't have been known at the time, maybe so, but perhaps she might have been willing to let him go to this woman and love her while loving her as well, if they could talk through it as adults and decide how it could work for all three of them. But they didn't. And it came out to be a betrayal and a separation. Oh, how I loved it. As we were driving down, my friend was driving, Erykah Badu's song came on. In that song, she says, I guess I see you next lifetime. Because she can't love this person that she met. She can't love this man because she's already taken. She's already someone else's girl. So she'll have to look for him next lifetime. And I looked at my friend and I was going, she really doesn't have to if she realizes that she's free. She's a free adult. He's a free adult. The man she's already tied to is a free adult. And if they could just talk and communicate how they could have more love, she could have loved him this lifetime. Instead of saying, I'm already someone's girl. Like that stops you from loving other people. That's, to me, a toxic monogamy. That shouldn't stop you from loving other people. We have the capacity to love many people, as our other relationships show. So if in the song she realized she could have loved this new person and still was open and honest with her person that she was loving initially here, everyone could have been on the same page to communicate, and they could have all found a way to share their time, communication, possibly resources, and had a larger open love, a larger freer love, instead of this colonized idea of it's only two people against everyone else, or not even against, just two people in the world loving, and that's all. Just these two people. You're my soulmate, or you're the one, and that's it. When it doesn't have to be that way. When that in itself can be restrictive and toxic to a certain extent, because then jealousy creeps in when you find someone else attractive, or your partner, and now you've got to figure out how you're going to deal with your jealousy. If you're going to be toxic with it and want to fight it out, or if you want to end up leaving this person because they betrayed you, when you could just choose the path of peace, openness, and a loving path. Let me extend a personal invitation for you to join the channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Thank you, thank you. I would love to have you here, and I would love to have you hit that notification bell so that you can get updates every time your girl drops a video. So do subscribe, because I love to see that little subscribe button circulate with the rainbow sign, with the rainbow ring. That is just too cute, and I notice now that that is being done on YouTube. Like if I subscribe to a channel, and I click subscribe. No, not me. If the content creator says subscribe to my channel, the little subscribe button will circulate with the rainbow string, and I'm like, ooh. I wonder if other people are noticing that. That is so cute. Updates all the time. Here's your personal invitation to join the channel and keep up with me every time I drop a new video. I'm going to go in here now on Sunday morning, and I'm going to watch probably some Netflix. I love the relationship shows, so I'll watch that. Plus, I need, Shirley! Was that your car? Oh.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night.